Hi and welcome to E-ZTutoring. Today we're going to cover systems of equations using substitution. If you guys did see my previous video, I did systems of equations with elimination. So there are two different methods to systems of equations, and one method may be easier than the other depending on your equations. So for our first equation, I will start off with a super simple one. And we also have x equals y minus 2. So, in substitution, well, actually, scratch that. In elimination, you guys remember, you cross out one of the variables because you can't solve an equation with two unknown variables. So you cross out one of them, so you're left with only x or only y. In substitution, what we do is we solve for one of the variables in one of the equations, for in this case x equals, and then we plug in x equals y minus 2 over here into the other equation, and instead of x we'll have y minus 2 plus 4y equals 3. So by substitution you can completely get rid of one of the variables. So how do you know when to do substitution, when to do elimination? Well, you can do either or anytime, it doesn't matter. But in this case, x is already solved for, so we may as well use substitution. So I will put pink parentheses around y minus 2 because that is where we will plug in for x over there. So now rewriting this equation by substituting x equals y minus 2 over there, we will have, and now we're allowed to do this because x is equal to y minus 2. So y minus 2 is the same thing as x plus 4y equals 3. And now this becomes very simple algebra and you can just solve for y. Y plus 4y is 5y. Add the 2 on both sides. 5y equals 5. Y equals 1. And of course, if you do want to solve for x as well, you do not need to repeat all these steps. All you do is you take the y equals 1, plug it in over here. Y is 1 minus 2, because we had y minus 2, 1 minus 2 equals x, which is equal to negative 1. So just like that, you found both your x and your y using substitution. So let's go on to our next problem. Okay, so now suppose we have this systems of equations here. I will warn you guys, this one is going to get a lot messier than the other one. Now, for a system like this, I would recommend just doing elimination. That would be a lot easier than substitution. But I know sometimes in your guys' homework, they'll say solve this one using substitution, so they can get complicated in those cases. So I will show you how to do this using substitution. So what you need to do is pick one of the equations and then pick one of the variables. It doesn't matter what you choose. Let's say I choose this one, and let's say I choose x, which means I will take x and solve for x from this equation. Doesn't matter what you choose. Could have chosen y, could have chosen this x, could have chosen that y, doesn't matter. Anyways, if we want to solve for x here, we'll do some simple algebra. Move the 3y over. 4 minus 3y. Then simply divide by 2, and x equals 4 minus 3y over 2. So that is going to be our substitution. That is what we are going to plug in for x in the other equation. Make sure to never plug it back into the equation you got it from, but into the other equation. So 3x minus 2y. I'll go ahead and put parentheses just like last time. This is the x that we're plugging into, and this is what we're plugging in for x because it's equal to x. So we have 3 times 4 minus 3y over 2 from there minus 2y equals 7. Okay, so messy problem. I warned you guys. So what we can do is go ahead and distribute this 3 into the numerator and get 12 minus 9y divided by 2 minus 2y equals 7. Now what we can also do is we can multiply the whole thing by 2, and that'll get rid of this denominator of 2 and make life a lot easier. So we'll multiply this whole thing by 2, and we'll multiply the other side by 2, because whatever we do to the left side, you must do to the right side. So when we distribute the 2 to each one, it'll cancel out with this denominator. You'll get 12 minus 9y. Then 2 times this is minus 4y equals 14. Move the 12 over, combine these two, and y equals negative 2 over 13. I don't focus too much on the algebra because that will make these videos very long, but that is your value of y. And now if you want to find x, all you do is you plug it in to x equals. So let's see here, x equals 4 minus 3y, and y is that. So distributing the negative 3 into here, we get 4 plus 6 over 13 over 2. Now what we can do is we can multiply the top and bottom by 13 to get rid of this fraction. So times 13 over 13. And you're allowed to do this because whatever you multiply on the top, you must multiply on the bottom. Or another way to look at it is 13 over 13 is 1, and you're allowed to multiply any number in the world by 1. Anyways, like I said, let me not get too caught up on the algebra. 13 times 4 is 52, because we're distributing it. And 13 times 6 plus 26, 78, right? Yep, 78 over 26. And then this is 130 over 28. And that simplifies to 65 over 14, I believe. I don't think that simplifies anymore. Nope. So this is your x. So we went ahead and we found our x and our y. Warned you guys this one was going to get messy, which it definitely did. But the concept behind substitution is not too bad. You have two equations, you solve for either x or y, plug it into the other equation, and then do all of this algebra. But hope I helped you guys out. For ACT or SAT help, be sure to visit www.E-ZTutoring.com. Thank you guys and good luck.